Hey guys, give you a bit of an update on some of my progress I've made here. So I did have a bit of a problem with, well, it got cold here the one day. My battery got drawn down. So I did add a bit, this little feature there. I've got a battery tender up inside with the pigtail sticking out here. I think that'll really help in the future. Just convenient, be able to plug in, keep that charged up when not in use, especially in colder climates. Got my high temperature reflective heat resistant reflective matting here, and it's also for keeping the decibels down there. Hopefully it'll be help with the engine noise in the cab. See how that works out. I thought I'd just do a little update before I put the canopy on, because you probably won't get a good view of this again for a while anyways. Put some on the hydraulic tank there too. A little bit on that line, that return line, just to help with heat dissipation. I think it's going to work good. One thing I might do down the road here is put a little bit of a partition in here, just like the real big machines, the real ones. Slide something in here. I don't know, I was going to design something. That way your cold air is more concentrated coming in here, and it's not, you don't have any hot air boiling back around and getting sucked back in, which I don't really think happens, but all the other machines are built that way with a partition there. I don't think it really matters right now. The way it's performing is pretty good right now. The airflow in here is huge improvement over the way it was. So even without the canopy on here, the airflow movement is like massive now. I'm thinking this is going to really help, because the heat won't sink into the cab, into this metal. Should help with it getting hot in the cab as well. You know, this is designed to reflect heat, so, and dampen sound. So yeah, excited about that. Got my oil changed. Got a new oil filter in there. Rerouted the fuel line and wrapped it with reflective stuff, tape. Of course, it was like extra long and had lots of extra line on it. Now I know why. I totally redesigned it here, and I even wrapped that reflective stuff all the way down this channel here. Now it's open again. That should help with heat or air movement traveling down that channel there. I think that's how that's designed. That's why I was testing it with the tape before there. Now it'll be able to blow in, come down there, and up there, and all around, cool both your hydraulic and your gas tank, and then come out this little hole here too. But yeah, I just I put a fuel shell. I'll show you what I did in here. So I put a cheap little plastic fuel shutoff in line right close to the outlet on the gas tank. That way when you're transporting on the highway or whatever, you know, you could just reach in and turn it off, because there's quite a bit of gas in there. It's nice to be able to control that right there. And not only that, turn it off there. I put this inline gas filter here. It's nice, you can look in here, you know, and see how much debris is in there or whatever. And you just turn it off right there and swap that out really easily. This filter, yeah, so anyways, I tightened up that line there, took all that slack that was out of there from the factory. It's nice and clean now. I'll show you where it comes out over here and how it was. So now it comes out there, it's nice and short It's just all you need. Goes to the little pump there. Before it was coiled up down the bottom there, it had a lot of excess fuel line there. But yeah, last time, like from the factory, the original one, the fuel filter was just laying down there. It's really hard to get in there. I got long arms and I could barely reach it, let alone try to swap it out. So yeah, I got rid of all that extra excess line and now installed that out over there where I just showed you guys. It makes it so much easier to just lay under there and swap out your fuel filter, turn it off, get control of the flow there. Some of you guys were asking in the comments of if I found any filter numbers. So this is the factory one here. Oh. It's probably a pretty good filter, this one. I was wrong on my hours earlier. I am at 29.7 hours on the machine. So yeah, basically doing all this stuff is like a 30-hour for me here. I thought I was at 26 hours, but so this is the Japanese one or Chinese or whatever, the factory one that it came with. I was able to bring it into my guys in town there, and they cross-referenced it with, so that's the oil. They cross-referenced it with this Wix. There's the number there. This is only the last two in our province, so I took them both. Here's the number one more time. They tried cross-referencing a whole pile of them. And this was the only one they could find. They're really expensive too, like $50 a filter. It's crazy. But I took them because I didn't really have much other choice. No other choice here. So yeah, hopefully that helps for you guys. And these guys that I deal with, they cross-reference a lot of stuff. They get Baldwin, Donaldson, like all the brand names. And this was the only one they could cross, was this Wix oil filter. So hopefully that helps you guys if anybody's looking and is having a hard time finding one. That's the number. I'll probably save that one just in case I get in a bind, but I probably wouldn't reuse it, but you just never know. I don't know. We'll see how maybe these will come more available. And then, so for the fuel, this was the one that was factory. These are basically just ride-on lawnmower fuel filters. You could probably get them at Canadian Tire or hardware store, wherever they, there's nothing special about this. It's just a directional one. But yeah, the same guys that I use there, they just crossed it with this Wix here. It's quite a bit bigger. More transparent. You can see whatever, when there's debris in there and clogging it, Quite a bit more capacity in that one. And there's the number there for the fuel. So yeah, for this engine anyways, in this particular model, that's the R825, the Rado 825 engine. That's all I had to go on, and this filter for the oil. And anyways, that's what they found. So yeah, hopefully that helps you guys if you're having any problems with trying to find stuff. And as for the fuel filter, or sorry, the hydraulic filters, and there's actually no filtration system at all in these. It's just those two screens that I showed you guys in my other video. They had no numbers on there, nothing. They're just plain looking hydraulic screens. So anyways, I cleaned those out and they look like they really did their job. They did what they were supposed to do. I'm probably going to put an inline canister right here in the future here. I'm having a problem trying to find the proper threads here because this, I don't know, Chinese or Japanese or whatever this is. But I'll probably just put like a small low pressure filter there. And then someone had said in the comments that, yeah, like basically there should be a pipe on the inside here. As you've seen in my other video, there was not. And it's basically just spraying out and hitting the wall of the tank over here. And then it's basically is aerating it, the oil causing bubbles, right? Which I think that fella's right there. What he was saying in the comments, I agree with him. He says that there should be a pipe that goes down for the return oil to get introduced back into the tank below your oil level, which totally makes sense to me. So yeah, thanks for that pointer there. But yeah, I did not address that on this round because basically I had reassembled everything by then. So yeah, I'll do that next round. And I did add a magnet. I added a magnet to my oh, where the heck is it? I don't know, I can't see under here. Oh yeah, to my plug. There's my plug there, the drain plug. I added a magnet on the inside of the tank in there. So when a guy drains the tank, the magnet's on the back side of the plug. Nice clear oil now. I'm going to keep it fairly low now, allow for expansion, see where we're at with the level. I've found before, even working the piss out of this thing, I was never getting it hotter than 140. And I usually attribute that to this stuff here. This oil stabilizer. I run this in everything. On all our farm equipment, logging equipment, everything. It reduces friction. Stabilizer, so you can mix it in anything. Any kind of oil, diesel, you dump it right into diesel fuel, everything. These guys should be paying me because I promote this stuff all the time. So you basically, anything out there that's wore out or on its way out, you add that and you'll get 10 more years out of it. I'm a big believer in that. But yeah, I had dumped this in the tank as soon as this machine came. And I'm kind of come to the conclusion that I think these machines are shipped over here with vegetable oil in there. That's why it's so gross and stinks. And I had a heavy-duty mechanic brother-in-law of mine was telling me that he's like, yeah, it's probably vegetable oil, which makes sense. It's coming across on a boat. They're probably just filling these things with vegetable oil. So anyways, I dumped a bunch of this in there because it mixes with anything. The day that it arrived, I dumped a bunch of this in there. And it always saves my life, this stuff. And of course, I run a good Hydrex in there. With this is how I get such a clear looking fluid there. And I almost guarantee you I'm going to be checking it. I bet you I'll drop 10 degrees on this. Running that XM5 in there. I always do, even in the buncher or everything that I've ever tried. Cutter on the ranch here, like cutting grass, everything. Baler, you name it. Gearboxes, anything. Yeah. That problem I was having with all this weeping. Yeah, I took the paint off of both surfaces here. I used this fuel-resistant gasket maker. So hopefully that stops that oozing here. I did it on the hydraulic too. Used that Permatext on this one there. I haven't got to the exhaust yet. Probably do that later. I think I can do that on the run there once I get everything back going. And it's easy enough to reach in through the lid and draw where I'm going to drill a hole there. It's kind of a pain in the ass. I don't really want to do it right now because I got to put the hood back on and mock it up and draw it out. But other than that, it's almost ready to go. So that's why I thought I'd give you guys a little update of how it looked before I put it back together here, because I don't really want to take it apart again anytime soon. I just want to go work it. So I did the top of that lid with that foam there, hoping that it'll really help with the decibels and be a little bit quieter. Not that it really matters, but I just thought it with helping with heat dissipation, get that heat traveling out of the engine hood. What else was I going to say here? Yeah, the more I got thinking about this here with this cold air thing here, putting a snorkel in here, the more I've tested